Dear friends, our verse for today's reflection is taken from Genesis chapter 37 verse 18. The text reads, "They saw him from a distance, and before he came near to them, they conspired to kill him." Today, we are going to look at the damaging effects of negativity. The passage we've just heard is part of the story of Joseph and his brothers. A tale of jealousy, betrayal, providence, and ultimately reconciliation. Many of us have heard of how the brothers of Joseph sold him into slavery. Noticing that their father Israel loved Joseph more than any of his other sons, the others became envious of Joseph and nurtured a negative attitude towards him. Of course, the story explains why Joseph was loved by his father. He had been born to him in his old age, but his brothers cared less and went ahead to sell him. Joseph's brothers plotted against him, threw him into an empty well, and later sold him as a slave to some traveling Midianites. Applying animal blood to his ornate robe, they returned home and made Jacob believe that his son has been killed by wild animals. All the events related to Joseph and his brothers help us understand the negative effects or the damaging effects of negativity. Negativity has been described as the product of depression or insecurity. Insecurity is a behavioral pattern that destroys our mental health, relationships, and institutions at large. It is that cynical habit or thought that the other is better than me, and one that leads to the denial of the good I can do or become. These negative tendencies can cause our brains to distort the truth, making it even harder to break the circle. Negativity can manifest in numerous ways, such as unfriendliness or hostility towards others, or even the unwillingness to develop others or even ourselves. Developing a selective memory that singles out or notices only the bad in what should be a happy experience or memory for myself or others. Negativity is catastrophic. It leaves us with a mindset that constantly blames others for our failures, always taking the position of the victim. Negativity towards others sends our bodies into a stress mood, leaving us shattered and unable to succeed or think straight. The brothers of Joseph were so entangled with negativity that they could not see that Joseph's presence was one of good tidings. He had come from his father to inquire from the brothers how things were going on with them, but he ended up being sold. One of the messages of our Holy Father in this Lenten season is that we should abstain from negativity. Today is Friday, one of the special days we fast during Lent. We are invited today to fast from negativity, overreacting, and thinking badly of ourselves and others. We're encouraged to lift ourselves up from thinking the unreal, to avoid emotions, moments, and thoughts that weigh us down, to spend time caring for others, and to develop a healthy and affirmative sense of the self. We can learn from Joseph, especially from the implications of his name, which means to remove or take away or to add or increase, teaching us how we can repair what is broken and rewrite what is wrong. Amen. Shalom.